Trucking company CEOs are very familiar with the traditional cost-cutting activities commonly used in our industry. These activities include staff reductions, driver layoffs, reduced operating and capital budgets, tighter inventory controls, and increased monitoring of expense items such as truck idling and driver miscellaneous pay claims, to name just a few. There comes a time, however, when even further cost reductions are needed to obtain profitability goals or simply just to survive. And during those times, frustrated trucking executives often ask themselves, "I've cut all I can cut, what else can I do?" For most, the answer to that question can be found in an opportunity few trucking companies have yet to capitalize on: improved employee, fleet, and cost performance through development of a comprehensive performance management program. Performance management is a program that uses performance goals, defined activities, performance monitoring and mentoring, and financial incentives to improve the baseline performance of employees and thereby improve bottom-line results. Put another way, you provide employees the goals, tools, direction, and reward necessary to elevate performance in your bottom line. Before discussing how to develop a performance management program, let's understand the targeted benefits of such a program. Imagine the positive impact on your operations if everyone in the organization improved individual performance by an average of just 0.5%. What would happen to your bottom line if key performance areas such as laden mile, driver productivity, MPG, and maintenance cost per mile all improved by just 0.5%? That's the mission of performance management, to elevate the performance of your employees in those key areas that most impact profitability. There are 4 basic steps required to develop an effective performance management program. Step 1 is identifying key performance indicators, referred to as KPIs, and establishing individual performance goals for each. KPIs are the areas of your operations that most impact profitability, such as those mentioned earlier: laden mile, driver productivity, etc. Once identified, unique performance goals for each employee group, such as terminal managers, drivers, and technicians, are established within those KPIs using a baseline plus calculation. Performance goals are set slightly to moderately higher than actual prior period performance. Prior period usually refers to the prior quarter or prior year's performance. For example, driver productivity may be a KPI for terminal managers and driver managers. If last year's average driver productivity was 54 on-duty hours per week, this year's target may be 55 or 56 on-duty hours per week, a 2 to 4% improvement. Step 2 in developing a performance management program is to define the activities employees should incorporate into their daily routines that will ensure they make their goals. This is critical to the success of your program because the activities your employees use to manage the day-to-day operations dictate the results they achieve. Therefore, identifying and standardizing the most effective activities will deliver the best results. To identify the most effective activities, interview the most successful employees in each employee group to determine their processes for managing a particular KPI. Continuing with our early example, the top 3 driver managers in your company for improving driver productivity may use the following activities: monthly driver performance reviews, obstacle identification and resolution, short, long load marriages, flexible dispatch times, mid-week coaching if total miles are below standard, and strict communication requirements for breakdown and equipment shopping. These would then become some of your SOPs, standard operating procedures, for the driver productivity KPI. Once all best activities are collected for each KPI, they are published and a training program is developed to teach the new SOPs to your employees. Step 3 is monitoring and mentoring. Companies managing elevated employee performance need the ability to quickly identify who in the organization is having problems making goals so that they can receive support and coaching. To be effective, monitoring reports should have the following characteristics: they're frequently updated, they display individual goals and progress towards those goals, and they compare individual performance to others in the same group to spur competition. From a motivational perspective, having your name at the bottom of the monthly performance ranking report that's posted for everyone to review generates a lot of personal and peer pressure to improve. As underperformers are identified, managers need to react quickly. Visit with these employees to observe their techniques, identify their obstacles, review activities used, and provide the necessary coaching and training. Recognition also plays a large part in the mentoring process. Corporate should recognize outstanding performance frequently and publicly so that all employees understand that their performance is monitored and appreciated at the highest levels. Step 4 is providing financial incentives. Unquestionably, employees are motivated by money, and providing a reward for goal attainment is the most effective motivational tool in a performance management program. Don't let cost concerns stop you from providing financial incentives. Employees that make their assigned goals have improved individual performance over prior period and thereby improved bottom line results. Their financial incentives are funded from a portion of the savings goal attainment generates. To get the most out of financial incentives, the payout amount should be significant, at least 10% of salary, and paid out quarterly to frequently reinforce the desired behavior. Performance management is not a new concept, nor is it just for low-level employees. CEOs of large companies, regardless of industry, often have employment contracts that provide significant bonus opportunities for meeting specific goals. The success of linking financial reward to goal attainment to increase profitability has long been recognized and embraced by the business community. These same companies often integrate the performance management program into their business plan by defining employee KPIs and making assumptions about what percentage of those goals will be met. Those assumptions are rolled up into a profitability calculation that is then included into the annual business plan. Surprisingly, most trucking companies have not established a formal performance management program. I say surprisingly because as an industry, we are quick to embrace technology and provide driver training to increase performance and reduce costs, but somehow we have failed to recognize the significant bottom line potential of providing field management employees training and pay for performance opportunities. After all the cost cutting is done, we can't lose sight of the fundamental fact that our day-to-day operations are run by terminal employees. Doesn't it make sense to provide the employees that actually manage our business the goals, direction, resource support, and financial incentive to help and encourage them to excel?